accession comes from. It's from either further up or further down. That's why it's just such an incredible device and something that no one knows how to do, how to make work. That's why even the culture goes a bit doolally about it. However, so with that, and also if you look at it from, I think it's either 7 or 8 dimensions. I worked this out when I was sober once, about 25 years ago. Then even the hypersphere, the expanding hypersphere, can be described as a single circle. It starts from an infinitely small point and goes up the inside, or the outside, the outside of a torus, a donut, basically. And depending on, there's different sort of types or sizes of or lengths of life, of universe. The small ones just go like that very quickly, and the great big ones go like that, and so on. So that makes it very complicated. But if you can tie that in with supersymmetry or superstring stuff about the hidden dimensions, from 5 up to 9 or whatever it is, then that's where the blighters go. Here it's flipping mud. So we might discover. We almost found this out. Sorry.
What did it mean when you get there?
Just live lives of hyper wonderfulness. I don't bloody know. Yeah, good question. Well, I imagine they have. It'll be sort of virtuality. The whole point is it's a virtuality you can't shut off, and there's the outside context problem. The whole point about living in a virtual world. It's all very well as long as nobody else controls the off switch. If you're simply existing in a computer and someone comes along and goes, "That's still on," you're dead. So it's an unswitch-offable virtuality or some other realm or whatever. I haven't fully worked it out. Can you tell? But it was almost going to happen in this book, but it kind of didn't. It wasn't necessary. So I think it'll probably be in the next culture novel, which might be the next SF novel, but I don't entirely know. But yeah, I think that's probably one of the big ideas for that book, probably. So you can.
Yeah. When you're writing any of the books, have you ever put a plot point of a character to one side because it didn't seem to fit, and then used that later in another book?
Have you ever had a character that I've taken out because it didn't fit? Kind of, yes. It's that the half of that process has happened. There's bits in Matter. I took 2 sort of plot strands out of Matter because it was a bit too long, kind of unnecessarily long. And one of them is just jumped completely. But the other one, I think I might go back to. Actually, no, it wasn't really characters. It was just the idea, the thing they got enmeshed within the story line that they got caught up within. There'd probably have to be different characters doing the same sort of things, basically. So yeah, kind of. But usually it's just part of an overall, a finished novel that I then go back and sort of strip out bits of. But I think that's only happened once. I think that's only in Matter. So it's not a common occurrence. Again, because I've always worked stuff out before, it should all work pretty well. Every part should have, fairly important. It should be a part of the whole, an important part. In this case, it wasn't quite. So it does sort of happen, and it has happened half so far. When that idea, if and when it appears in another story, it will, take place throughout its breeding cycle, as it were.
Okay.
I confuse myself sometimes. Right?
Well, when you are writing,